Talk and Power, your motorsport and motoring radio show. Now on 88.5 FM, The Valley Comes Alive. And podcasting across iTunes and talkandpower.com.au.
Hey, it's great to have. We have the big... I said when Dave Coucher came on before, I said we've got the big boss here, but now we've got the real big boss here. We've got Toby Dymond all the way over to my left, CEO of Penrite. We've got David Reynolds, driver,
organic component
of the number 26 Ford Mustang, Penrite Mustang, and newcomer, not really newcomer, but newcomer to the top tier of supercars, Matt Payne here with us. Guys, thanks for joining us on the podcast. It's a great honour to have you guys on, actually.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Dave, we'll start with you.
I don't think you'll ever see us like three getting interviewed at once.
No, probably
so
not. So this is quite unique. Quite a unique situation. Dave, we'll start with you. Talk us through the new car. It looks absolutely well, one's already gone, but the other one that's still over there, it looks absolutely magnificent. I know there's been some little bit of negativity about the new car, but from a fan point of view, I have to be honest with you, it's a much better presenting car.
Yes, they do look a lot better.
Yeah.
That's one thing they've done right. They look better and sound better.
Yeah. So I think naturally over the course of the year and the next 2 years, we'll see a better car come to fruition, I think. Tell us where you sit with it at the moment.
Yeah, I suppose the biggest difference, I suppose, for us right now is like last year was 10 years evolution of that car. So after 10 years, you get pretty good at feeling one car, driving one car, setting up one car, and the whole feel you get through the front tire and everything, and the racing, everyone knew the product they had. Yeah. So now they've sort of changed everything. It's a completely different car. It's got way less downforce. There's a lot more set parts in it. The parameters we have in the front end and everything are a lot more set, a lot more duller for us to drive. So it's just going to take a lot of time for the drivers to sort of adapt to it. Yeah. You know, we sort of have to forget what we had in the past and just concentrate on what we have in the future. So it's a huge fundamental change for us drivers and the engineers as well, because the parameters they can play with now are a lot more simple. But surprisingly, they make a big difference to car performance. So the small changes make a big difference, where before we'd have to change quite a big, significant change to get a big feeling change. Yeah. So, they're just different, and that's what everyone's complaining about. Yeah.
Matt, you come into the sport. My first question to you, Matt, is what's in the water in New Zealand? Because is there any chance an Australian's going to win the championship? For the last 5 years, we've had Kiwis win the championship. Tell us, you've come from when I looked into your resume, the Toyota series, you downplayed it a little bit over there. We've got Lando Norris coming from there, Lance Stroll, like some pretty big names coming from that category. I didn't realise how huge that was.
Yeah, I think, we obviously I did go-karting for a long time, and, like I said before, you either stay in go-karting for a long time or you sort of stop and you join the car racing community in New Zealand, which is, probably used to be a little bit bigger than it is now, but... we've got great tracks in New Zealand, great go-karting tracks from what I think. So I think that creates pretty good drivers just with the diversity we have.
And you start super young.
Yeah, like I started go-karting. I actually got a go-kart for my 5th birthday, and I knew about it before I was 5, so I started real young, and like we just went practicing for a while, but we always have different weather, probably a little bit more rain than in Australia, so that definitely changes it. But just there's plenty of Kiwi guys out there just wanting to prove that we're just as good as everyone else, even though we're from a small country. So I think that sort of drives us a little bit more as well.
Sure. There's a lot more to it if you...
Yeah,
I raced over there. Their tracks are quite technical. You actually got to really think about how you drive a car and a track around a circuit. It's really funny. Plus, you do get your license, your full license when you're 13, or racing license when you're 13. When in Australia it's 16. Yeah. So by the time he's 19, he's got the same experience as a 21-year-old here. So it's that's probably why they come here and they are young to start, but they've actually got quite a lot of experience.
Yeah. Toby, over to you on the controls of Penrite.
He's the big dog.
He
No,
is.
not. Mum
Big
is.
boss.
Mum's the big dog.
Mum
Where's
is-
Mum?
I don't know where Mum is.
How amazing is that story?
I don't think we're
how
going to be able to do
inconsiderate
it.
Not the
is that?
best
Yeah,
time
that's
to
just annoying.
be
The bogans
recording a
The bogans
podcast.
everywhere.
Toby, talk how lovely it is for your mum to come over here as well. I wasn't aware of that. Aaron didn't give me the brief on that.
Yeah.
But, so that's amazing. But talk us through. Let's go back a few years. 2017. This man delivered Penrite's
Yeah, it was.
one of their biggest wins, I would say, even for Betty as well.
Even for myself, it was huge.
It was.
It put Penrite on the map.
Yep.
It was an amazing event. I went up there on the Saturday, and Dave, I think he qualified second, right? I think I think it was McLaughlin, right? I think he got pole. And
They were probably cheating, you know.
Probably
Ooh.
cheating. No, we won't go there. But I remember being up there, and it was this amazing feeling. The car was really, really strong. And Luke was probably
Luke
16th.
Yilden, yeah.
Luke Yilden was probably 16th or 17th.
Yeah,
But
no,
he wasn't.
there was a good vibe in the team, wasn't
It was a
there?
good vibe.
It was a very, very good vibe. It was all happening.
But it rained all day. Yeah, there you go. There goes the car. It's been raining all day. But it was an amazing event. Dave just drove so well. But I remember Shane coming through the pack, but he was barging everyone off and spinning and stuff like that.
I had his
But it was
message.
our second year in supercars, and it was amazing achievement for Betty and Barry and the Erebus team, who we're not with anymore. But it was great. It was, and Dave, obviously, we won't talk about 2018, but it could have been back to back for us.
Yeah.
but
It should have
was-
been, really. That's like
Yeah, it
still
sucked, but-
like kills me, doesn't it?
But it
Probably
was,
still kills you too.
yeah. But I spoke to Chris Smith, who used to be the CEO of Supercheap, and he had been sponsoring supercars for 20 years
Yep.
and never won a Bathurst. And here we are, Penrite turns up after 2 years and wins Bathurst.
Yeah.
But so it was great. We're very proud of Dave and Luke, what they did, and rest is history.
The good part is that every oil that they sell, we use in our car. From
Yeah.
the racing to the gear oil to the grease to the lubes, everything you can buy off the shelf.
Yeah.
And that was the big sticking point.
amazing
for us.
feeling.
But don't you think it's true? Car guys do use. I just asked Johnny before. I said, "Do you use Penrite?" He said, "Of course, it was a good question. That is, I run HPR 10 in my Falcon as
Great,
well.
yeah.
It's.
Dude, I run HPR 30 in my Mazda 21 years ago
Yeah.
before I ever knew these guys.
That was my dad's philosophy at the time. He wanted to make oils that people could buy off the shelf and use it in their everyday car, in their race car, and we stand by that today.
Yeah.
And it's something that we're very proud of. We don't do special blends for the race team. They use the same product that everyone else can buy, which is the Racing 5 product. I think they've even gone to a zero weight product at the moment, which is a Racing Zero. So, we're very happy with that and very proud of Dave and Matt, and hopefully they do really well this week. And,
So do I.
Yeah, we're going to be trying.
No, but it's honestly, it's to their credit. They have an amazing product.
Yeah.
And the reason why I ran HPR 30 in my Mazda 21 years ago is because the mechanic told me.
Yeah.
And these guys did a fantastic job at building that relationship with the mechanics and tell them about the product. And obviously they go and test it on the road, and it comes up. Comes
people
up
don't realise our
unbelievably every
success and
time.
our secret formula is mechanics.
Yeah.
Yep,
You know,
100%.
people go to mechanics and say,
What's
I
the
don't
best
know.
oil? What's the best oil? And they always say.
And it's a word of mouth. My dad was a very strong believer in word of mouth. Although social media and all those other new forms of marketing, but the word of mouth is still the strongest
For sure.
way of marketing a brand.
For sure. Quick question for yourself again.
Yeah.
How involved did you get? We're big followers of Sketch Coleman.
Yes.
How involved did you get in the Super Cheap Auto ad for the Penrite branded in that commercial?
We give some advice, but there's 5 other oil companies involved.
Is that the recent one I did?
5. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that one. Yeah, the golf one.
The golf one.
That was fun. That was fun.
we Super Cheap is a very big customer at Penrite. They have a very big marketing budget and a spend, but we just say we'd like to have a car or a feature that represents our brand.
Yeah.
We're very focused on the Australian side of our manufacturing and our ownership, so we ask them to try and put a Australian flavour on the marketing, which they're very happy to do. But we try and give them some direction, but leave it up to them.
Yeah, you do that magnificently, I must say. The Penrite brand, even the 2017 and 18 cars had that Australian flag theme running through
that's a
them.
Toby thing.
Yeah.
Isn't it? He loves it.
I mean, true story. I went down to the bottle shop today, to not for myself, but to get some staff some gifts for. We haven't been over to WA for 3 years, but walked into the bottle shop and he said, we've got a Penrite event on tonight, and the guy said the same thing. I use Penrite in my car, and I said, "Oh, did you know it's Australian?" "No, I think it's American." You would not believe how many people think Penrite is American, even though we fly the Australian flag very proudly. We say that we're proudly Australian owned, but people still think we're American.
Yeah,
you would not believe it.
Look, I know a lot of people.
That pisses me off, eh? Does it piss you off?
Sometimes I think our marketing team's not doing a good enough job.
No, I don't. I disagree. I think they do. I love your marketing. I think it's magnificent. Because I've always associated Penrite to be Australian, but we wouldn't use anything else either. You know what I mean? Car guys just have this natural tendency. It's born in to use. I keep. I mean, I just play around with an old Falcon at home, an XW, and I keep a bottle of it on the shelf in stock. And I just got the one car. I know Johnny does the same as well with his. We keep Penrite in stock at home. It's just the brand marries to the Australian psyche, I guess.
I think it's maybe the association with when we started Penrite in 1926, the Pennsylvania name where the pen came from. Obviously, people associate Penn's Oil, Penrite, and they maybe get some confusion. And some people will say Penrite can't be Australian because it's too successful. So
really,
so it's true. People think that an Australian company can't be this successful. We're still a reasonably sized company. We're not
in the oil space. They're probably correct because what other oil company in Australia has done it?
We'll just wait for this drifter. I'm waiting for him to hook into some donuts, to be honest.
But a lot of people think we're an American brand, so it's something that we keep reinforcing, and we keep putting in our liveries in our cars and stuff like that. So I think for us, we're very proudly an Australian business, and we want to continue that way.
Yeah. Matt, back to you. I mean, we saw Garth Tander before, great West Australian guy as well. Like, how much lobbying is there between the two of you to get him as your co-driver for the big races, or is that?
It's down to him at the end of the day.
As much as I probably try to convince him without myself knowing, I think.
How do you do it?
I don't. Just a sly comment here and there, just. We're
the height-wise.
We've got. Looks like our legs are the same length. Sort of.
How tall are you, man?
I'm 6'3".
6'3". Wow.
I didn't realise how tall you were.
If you saw me trying to get out of that drag car before, you probably.
You are the tallest supercar driver.
Shane would be about that.
Shane is about. He would be about the same. Percat's pretty tall as well. But for Garth, it's up to him. That's part of his contract, who he drives with. So I'm not going to try and do anything special to influence that decision. I think it's just I'm doing my job, and hey, if he picks me, it'll be great. And I'm just as happy to drive with Kevin as I would be with Garth. So I think they're both very good drivers.
We only asked that question as patriotic West Australia. That's all. It wasn't a loaded question. It certainly was. I didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
No, you're right.
He answered it like a politician would.
He did.
Yeah,
you know what?
It sounded like Mark McGowan.
Aaron said that you conduct yourself
that's
very professional.
Yeah, but that's probably a little bit of my downfall. I probably need to be a little bit more humanised. I think I'm probably.
Do you think
you'll get there one day?
Yeah.
I mean, going back to David here, he brought that human element to the sport. I know it didn't go down well at the time, but the pot plants at Gold Coast.
I get fined for a lot of shit.
Yeah, but that you did. You've brought a lot of human element to the sport, and I think that's marketable. Like the sport,
these days you kind of have to do something. I think when I watch sport, I always follow personalities and characters. That's what I love when I watch sport. So that's who I want to be, and that's who I unfortunately am. I'm just a person born in Albury Wodonga, bit of a clown at school, and I'm still a clown later in life. So, but I do have a very serious side. When I jump in the car, I'm very business orientated and do my job as best I can. But I like to have fun. I think with anyone in their own job, if they're not enjoying it, they're not getting the most out of themselves. So I try and make everyone enjoy their life when they're around me, and we have a good time and we joke and laugh. But there is a serious side to our business.
Yeah.
And I think it's why it works with our brand as well.
Yeah,
with Dave,
course,
with our brand.
yeah.
I think Penrite's a very serious brand, but we also have fun. And I think most people who use our brand have a story. Their dad used it, or they used it themselves, or they remember a person who worked at Penrite. So I think it humanises the brand, and I think it's why we got along so well so quickly. So
We're both normal people. I think.
I think it's normal people.
That's it.
Everyday people.
No, that's it. No, I agree, and I do strongly agree. We're being West Australian, we follow the AFL, and I think we're seeing far too many robots in football.
It sanitises any sport. It's kind of boring, and it's hard to sort of assimilate with that. And like people, it's hard to sort of follow and get into a team if they're a bit corporate or a bit stuck or stiff. You kind of want to see joking and fun and make me laugh. So it's what I try and do at the end of the day. I fail a lot, but
No, I think you've done a magnificent job for the sport, and I think
thanks, mate.
And we're looking forward to see this young man as well flourish in the sport as well. I know
he can make me laugh. Trust me. He's quite funny. He doesn't even know it yet.
No, but I think like in terms, I think we're actually a lot more similar people than what we think ourselves. Like we're both.
Once you learn all the in a few years you'll be having a good old time with us.
Yeah, I already am having a good time. So.
It all depends on the sponsors, I suppose.
100%. 100%. I've had a few sponsors where they're very corporate, very stuck, and it sort of didn't suit me. Where obviously Toby and Penrite very much suit me because they're very laid back, very Australian people, and I feel the exact same way. I feel at home.
Well, the fact that your mother got up, flew in today as well. Like she didn't come a day before.
No. Marzi's a gem, isn't she?
She's
such a gem.
That is
still here talking.
She's just over there talking, and that is amazing. I was really taken back by that. As I said, Aaron didn't give me the brief on that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realise she's 91.
Yeah.
She's born in 1931. It was a long time ago. It's 91 years ago, and but she's still strong. She stayed at my house last night before we came over, and she still wants her cup of coffee and her cup, and she's very in her routine, but she's very, very, very strong person.
They don't build them like that anymore.
No.
She sleeps in the swag. If she could have a hotel swag every time.
Yeah,
wow.
She like a campfire. She just likes to, she'll be the last person here tonight.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she just loves connecting with people, and we're very, very lucky, very proud, and sometimes I tear up a bit thinking about where we've come from. We had no money when we were growing up. I did motorsport and I couldn't afford to do it, and my dad owned an oil company. And so it was just one of those things. Everything we earned went back into the business.
Yeah.
And it's taken us 40 years to get to where we are here in WA.
Yeah.
And the company's nearly 100 years old.
40 years.
40 years it took us to get here.
Yeah.
So it just takes time.
That's Western Australia, though, in a heart shell, isn't it? It takes 40 years for stuff to happen over here.
You raise a good point, and Aaron and I had this discussion last night on the phone. Not last night, the night before on the phone. A lot of people don't know Penrite has been here for a very, very long time, and then a lot of West Australians will say, "Oh, it's about time you come here."
Yeah.
I remember going to a Welsh pool. You downplayed the Welsh pool branch a little bit. I thought it was actually not a bad place.
No, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Well, it wasn't, but this is absolutely magnificent.
This is world class.
Yeah. But your commitment to Western Australia has always been there, and that's one message. Like we think back to John Zappia, you would remember John Zappia. Now with the Chapmans, and they're another great family.
Yeah.
Door Slammer racing here in Western Australia is top tier, and we all associate Penrite, even though you're not a sponsor anymore. We still think John Zappia.
Yeah. He's sponsored by another oil company now. But,
he is, but I still associate with
Penrite.
Yeah, I do.
And I think that's testament of the brand. Everything that John Zappia tested back in those days, we still use today now.
Yeah.
And he used a product called HBR 50.
Yep.
It's been around for a long time. It's actually a 50 weight oil, but it's a 40/70 grade. And it's just something that we've been passionate about with door slamming racing, and we probably don't do as much as we do today that we did 20 years ago. We're too busy putting money into supercars. But even the cars today use the same products that we used 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
guys, really appreciate you coming on. I know you got a tight schedule, so I'll let you guys go. I hope to see you down. I will be down there on the weekend, but I don't know if I'll catch up with you. I'll try. I know you're very busy, but I would come and say hello anyway if you've got the time. Be good to see you down there. All the best with I was going to say Barbagallo Carco this weekend.
Well, hang on, has it changed?
Yeah, it's Carco now. Carco Raceway.
When did that happen?
So Barbagallo withdrew
Hey?
their naming rights probably 2 years ago. So it was Wanneroo Raceway for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Back to the old Wanneroo Raceway.
I still call it Barbagallo. Is
No,
that
it's
out of the family? The Barbagallo family.
Yeah, Barbagallo. It's
What is
Carco.
Carco?
So it's a dealership, but they specialise in second-hand cars.
Yeah, right.
I had no idea. Thanks for telling me.
Yeah.
Learn
So no
something
longer,
every day.
no longer Carco. It's now. No longer Barbagallo.
Yeah, you're
Carco,
confusing
geez.
yourself now.
But yeah, the deg. I don't look. Garth would know better than myself. I was at the track not that long ago, and it did look a bit
Second-hand.
that greyish. It's gone a bit grey.
Yeah,
That,
it gets pummeled by the
sand.
elements out there, the sand.
It does,
sun
yeah.
and
Yeah,
The
it
wind.
certainly
the
does.
wind,
So
exactly.
Yeah.
anyway, guys,
No,
I know
thanks
we're
for
getting
having
the
us.
hurry up.
Yeah.
So thank you for
you
your
so much.
time. It's an honour having you guys on the podcast.
Yeah.
To be honest, have the three of you on here. It really is, and really appreciate. And thank you for having us here as well. It's great to be
worries.
here.
Thank you for coming, guys.
This is our first threesome together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Isn't it?
Hang on a minute.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having
Okay.
us. Really appreciate it.
No worries. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.